Norway's Kongsberg Defense and Aerospace and Japan's Ministry of Defense have signed a deal for Joint Strike Missiles (JSM). This deal could lead to Japan acquiring a significant stockpile of JSM. The important part is that JSM is a dual-role weapon capable of anti-ship as well as land attack missions. The versatile missile is going to add a lot of teeth to the offensive capability of Japanese forces. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why acquiring of Joint Strike Missiles (JSM) by Japan will be a major challenge for China. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank or aircraft and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. Japan is watched as the People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) has gone from a green water navy capable of operating only in regional seas relatively close to home to a full-fledged blue water fleet operating as far as the Indian Ocean and Baltic Sea. China has maintained very high economic growth over the last 20 years and has become a major economic power. It has spent heavily on military buildup and modernized its military forces. The PLAN is now considerably larger than the Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force in both overall tonnage and number of ships. China's rise, as predicted by many experts, is not peaceful. In recent times, China has been very aggressive in its posturing. Its activities are far off from being a sensible nation. China's corrosive behavior in South China Sea and neighboring areas has not gone unnoticed. Japan has been increasingly conscious of the fact that its territory, which is surrounded by waters, is vulnerable to naval strikes. Keeping this in view, one of Japan's most top military priority has been to deploy jets that can carry anti-ship cruise missiles. According to Japan's constitution, adopted after the Second World War, it is a pacifist country. Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution states that the Japanese people forever renounce war and the threat or use of force. It can be argued that acquiring the JSM is against the Constitution. But slowly but surely, Japan's way of looking at this is changing in the face of Chinese threat. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has long sought to enable the Japanese Self-Defense Force to have a more aggressive role. A clear shift was witnessed when Japanese MOD decided to order 42 F-35Bs for Izumo-class aircraft carriers. This is the first time Japan will field a flat top with fixed-wing fighter jets with offensive capability. The JSM is based on Naval Strike Missile (NSM) and was developed by Kongsberg in partnership with Raytheon and is capable of anti-ship role as well as land attack missions. It has a range of roughly 350 miles when using a normal trajectory, whereas a range of 175 miles when using low-altitude trajectory. The JSM carries a 500-pound warhead, making it powerful enough to neutralize most targets. It has an elaborate navigation suite that includes GPS, INS, and terrain mapping. The terrain mapping feature makes it possible for the missile to find its target even if the GPS navigation is jammed. In the terminal phase of the flight, it uses imaging infrared (IIR) seeker to home in on the target. The missile has a two-way data link throughout its flight. This allows it to be monitored continuously and gives operator the flexibility to abort mission or redirect the missile to a different target till the last moment. JSM is designed to be stealthy and very maneuverable, so it can approach its target from different paths making it very hard to intercept. Japan has multiple platforms that can be used to deploy the JSM. 1. F-35A. The missile will fit in the weapons bay of the aircraft, enabling it to maintain its stealth profile. This combination will have a strike range of around 1,000 miles, which is sufficient enough to even target Beijing. This will be the most deadly adversary for China. 2. F-35B from Izumo-class warships. The missile will not fit into F-35B's weapons bay since it's smaller than that of F-35A's weapons bay. But even when externally attached, the missile will not degrade the stealth profile of F-35B to a great extent as it's stealthy itself. 3. Fourth-generation fighters. Japan has Mitsubishi F-2 and F-15J, which will be able to carry JSM through their external hardpoints. 4. P-1. The maritime patrol aircraft, which is currently equipped with the AGM-84 Harpoon, could also be used to carry the JSM. With JSM, Japan is arming itself with a very flexible and potent missile. China's aggressive military posturing may come back to haunt it if Japan restarts its militarization. It must be noted that Japan already has strong military, though it has not gone all out in its pursuit. If Japan decisively takes that path, it could rise in a very short time. Another important aspect is the U.S. is Japan's ally and is bound by treaty of mutual cooperation and security to come to Japan's aid in case Japan faces aggression from an external party. Keeping all the aspects in consideration, we may see a major strategic shift in Asia where Japan prepares itself to mount a challenge against Chinese hegemony.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.